Bend reality. Reality in matter has its own absolute. Like gravity, its own rule. Consciousness's perceptions have bandwidths, and the way you tune to those bandwidths have their own frequency. Consciousness cannot bend the rule, but it can bend the tune of your own perception. Consciousness's ear is like a musical instrument, as a harp with its own separate strings. To be able to bend reality, you have to be able to tune each string separately within the harp, in the symphony of perception, within the bandwidth. The symphony of perception can be played as matter wishes. That said, reality's absolute is what it is. So the question should be, can I change its perception? And we will say yes. It's part of matter's consciousness. The symphony of perception, whatever the sound, is a beautiful expansion that plays a symphony for each ear that expands in consciousness. One or many ears can tune to one string individually, but it will not be the harp in its whole. Consciousness's ear can tune to one harp within the orchestra, within the symphony, but it's not the symphony in its whole. Consciousness can tune to a symphony in one bandwidth, but it's not reality in the whole. So can we create the reality we desire? Yes, but your perception of one reality in one timeline is not the reality of all in whole. But if your question is not to bend reality, but accomplish miracles, that is an entirely different question. For a miracle, bend reality like a blacksmith will bend a rod. Use fire, which is the power of the Spirit. As a miracle, what we are here to accomplish will not be necessarily in tune with the perception of reality. As for us, my question will be, can I change the reality of my life expansion? The answer will be, there is as much light in the possibility as much as there is darkness in an obscure corner. The solar plexus has to hold the streams of the running quicksilver. Transmute the blood matter, the mercury stream of consciousness, and you will change the reality of your life expansion. So my question will be, how can I do that? Each cell of the blood matter has to be treated individually as an individual entity who has its own right of expansion. Therefore, the question is, how can I nurture each cell as its own identity, its own function to expansion? To do that, you have to understand millennia of DNA programming to be able to transmute millennia of other programming. In one space, in time, it will be a huge task as to climb the wall of China with your bare hands. With that said, I'm not saying it's impossible. You have to be trained for the climbing, as the cell individually can be trained for his transmutation. To change the cell in one timeline is to remove the clock in one timeline, or make believe the cell is not part of this timeline. So my question is, how can I make the cell believing it's not experiencing the same timeline as the rest of matter within my body's expansion? To do that, the cell matter has to be regent, governed by the cell spirit. Because the cell spirit is not bound by time, naturally the cell matter will be not. So, if we can perceive the task as a huge commitment, as much as to climb barehanded the wall of China, what can we do to start the process? Come to the wall as a pure heart. That will connect you up to the wall as a pure heart. That will connect you to the whole. Vibrate the light of consciousness as a pure diamond in matter, where you have refined each facet by polishing the self, and the spirit of the cell will change the nature of the matter of the cell.